What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. And y'all, Mattel has finally released new K-pop Demon Hunter dolls at a price that is not $150. Well, if you add up the cost of all four, it was like $108, and then there's shipping and taxes, depending on where you're shopping, but it was still better than $150. Today we are taking a look at dolls from the Netflix movie K-pop Demon Hunters. This movie was released in June of 2025, and at Halloween of that year, I saw like 10 Roomies running around my neighborhood. Needless to say, this movie was pretty popular. The songs were catchy. I picked up this golden poster at Five Below. The characters were lovable and relatable. We were all rooting for you. I have to admit, I was a little obsessed myself. I even made a few custom wigs and collected a few of the Funko Pop keychains. And now we have fashion dolls by Mattel. Here is Rumi, Zoey, Mira, and Jinu. On Mattel Creations, these dolls have a suggested retail price of $27, but I have seen them at other retailers and online for about $26 and some change. The packaging is pretty simple, with clear plastic in the front and on the sides. Looks like a few waves of the Hamoon are sculpted in. There's a picture of the character at the bottom, letting us know this is Huntr's Rumi from How It's Done. And there are a few images from the movie on the back. Looks like we're getting the same image on all the boxes, just in different orders. The doll who is in the box has their character's picture at the top. When it comes to Jinu, he has different pictures from the song Soda Pop. Hopefully we'll get to see the rest of the Saja Boys. But right now, let's get these dolls out of the box for a closer look. Here's Zoey. She has black hair with bangs, two longer pieces on the sides framing the face. Her hair is styled into two braided buns, and there might be a little bit of product in her hair. She has brown eyes, purple and silver eyeshadow, freckles under the eyes and across the nose, and a pink lip color. She has silver-colored earrings that make it look like she has multiple piercings. The earrings are removable. She wears a faux leather top with printed details, with a plastic strap that goes around the neck and has silver painted details. It's open in the back. She has a plastic armband, a plastic gold-colored bracelet, and plastic throwing knives or blades. On Mattel Creations, it says that they are called shinkao. Please forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. There are brackets on the back so she can hold them. I don't love the grip or the fit. I think after a while, if you keep them on her hand, they might disfigure the fingers. However, I could be wrong. She wears pants that balloon a little at the bottom and then come in at the ankle. They have printed details and plastic suspenders that are sewn on. The top and the pants are two separate pieces and they Velcro in the back. She has blue and yellow shoes, and it is possible to balance her to stand. Up next, we have Meera with her gakdo. It's a pretty long accessory. It's like a blue-purple iridescent at the top with gold painted details. There's a bracket in the center to help the doll hold it. Not as secure as I would like, but it works. I like all the little details, and it's a little over 13 inches long. Meera is pretty tall as well. With shoes on, she's standing around 12 inches, whereas Zoey is around 11. I like that we get a height difference. Meera has straight pink hair. It almost matches my nail color. The front is pulled up into two pigtails with two pieces of hair hanging down on the sides. She has brown eyes, pink and lavender eye makeup, a pink lip color, wears long silver-colored earrings, and a black choker with a silver painted stone in the center. She wears a black crop top with the words "Won't Miss," and there's a blue and purple graphic at the bottom. There's a plastic detail at the shoulder. It's painted a dark silver color. In the packaging, it's held down with a rubber band. So let's remove it to see how it looks without it. It is sewn on at the top. It's staying in place. And when we move the arm forward and back, it's doing an okay job of staying where you want it. She wears a shiny yellow skirt. It has white stitching, a silver plastic chain, and a pink accessory on the other side. Is that Rumi and Zoey? Zoey has a yellow accessory with a turtle, and Rumi's is purple. But let's get back to Mira. The shirt and skirt are 2 separate pieces and Velcro in the back. She has black plastic gloves that are removable. I really like the shape and position of their hands. This doll comes with faux leather boots. These thigh-high boots are black, pink, and white with printed stitching and zippers and sewn on pink knee pads in the front. They have a little bit of a heel. Can we balance her to stand? Yes, it's possible. Now let's check out Rumi with her cyan gum, a mystical sword that has carved details at the top and gold painted details at the bottom. It does an okay job of staying in the doll's hand, and it does look like the dolls all have the same hands. Here's Rumi in her how it's done look, wearing a yellow faux leather jacket with a black collar, a faux zipper, and printed details. The jacket is finished all the way around. When we remove it from the doll, we can see her purple demon marks underneath. They are on her neck, her collarbones, her shoulders, and the top of her arms, going all the way around. She wears a white sleeveless crop top underneath, has a plastic silver necklace, wears 1 long silver earring, and 1 stud. She has purple hair styled into a braid. The braid stops at about her hands. There's a yellow plastic hair accessory on the end. She wears dark blue and pink printed shorts. They have belt loops, a faux zipper, that's a ribbon, and printed pockets with printed zippers. There's a pink stripe going down the side. The shirt and the shorts Velcro in the back. She wears black and pink shiny boots. There's a pink painted stripe going down the front. The boots are split in the back, and they have a chunky heel. These dolls are articulated with movement at the head, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, and knee. Rumi's feet are on an incline and are larger than the standard made-to-move Barbie, but more narrow than Glinda from Wicked. Rumi has brown eyes, pink and lavender eye makeup. Her smile goes up a little on one side, bringing out a little bit of her personality. I would have liked to have seen a longer braid. I feel like it should have gone past the knee. Even if I stretch it out, it's just not getting there. Rumi is known for this long braid that flows through the air, so I expected to see it with the official doll. But I like the new face sculpts, the plastic accessories sewn onto the clothes, and all the little movie props. With shoes on, Rumi is about 11.5 inches to the top of her head, 12 if you count her braid. With shoes off, she's standing a little taller than a made-to-move Barbie with flat feet. If I make the Barbie stand on her toes, then they're close in height. Their bodies are slightly different, but this classic made-to-move Barbie could easily fit her top and shorts. Let's try on the jacket and the boots. I would say the clothes fit a classic Barbie just fine. And here's Rumi in a Barbie dress. It's an easy fit, so I think there might be some opportunities here for swapping clothes, which is good to know in case you want a Barbie Rumi to fit in a Barbie world. The K-pop Demon Hunter doll faces definitely look similar to the movie. Yeah, I think it's pretty close, so it looks a little more animated than a Barbie. This is our Rumi wig on a Barbie that we made shortly after the movie came out because we just couldn't wait for the dolls. Here's our Zoey wig, and I don't think we did too bad. And our Meera wig, which I totally should have used a darker pink for. This one was the most challenging for me, and I totally planned on remaking it. Never got around to it, but that could be a fun project for a rainy day. And I think this sculpt worked out pretty good. And I think yarn hair is pretty cool because sometimes you can just position it to make it stay. Meera's clothes do fit a tall Barbie. I was even able to get the boots on, but I'm having a little bit of trouble getting the heel in place. That's probably operator error. But the look fits on a standard Barbie as well. And here is Zoey's look on a classic Barbie. The pants stop a little short, but for the most part, everything fits. But I think you can rock it on a petite Barbie as well. But right out of the box, the dolls do have pretty good articulation, but it's good to know we have options. Now let's spend a little time with Jinu. He has black sculpted hair, brown eyes, one side of his mouth is turned up a little for a smirk. He has silver colored earrings, wears a white collared shirt with a turquoise grid, There are little faux buttons on the front. Love that detail. The front of the shirt is tucked in, while it is out in the back. The shirt velcros in the back. Underneath, he wears a sleeveless top. It has a nice sewn edge around the neck and arms. It is separate from the shirt and also velcros in the back. He comes with a plastic silver chain, wears a pink belt with a silver painted buckle. We can open the belt in the back. He wears faux denim pants with belt loops and pockets. And the pockets are functional. The pants are distressed at the knee, and he wears white shoes with pink painted details. He is also articulated with movement at the head, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, and knee. It is possible to balance him to stand, and he comes with an extra hand, so he can go from this to this. It's pretty easy to remove and swap out the hands. He also has pink sunglasses, and he has a can of soda pop. This doll stands a little over 12 inches tall with his shoes on. Here he is next to a standard made-to-move Ken. The height looks pretty similar, and Rumi is slightly shorter. Overall, I think this is a pretty fun line. I like that their clothing items are layered and that they are articulated. I think the sculpts capture the characters from the movie, and I think they did a pretty good job on the hands. And we can totally make a few dollhouse posters with the packaging. Separate the layers of paperboard, then cut rectangles to make a couple dollhouse posters. Perfect for the doll who is a fan. This is our fold-up scream room, and I just switched out a few of the posters to give it more of a K-pop Demon Hunters vibe. We can add our Funko Pop keychain for a plush, maybe some sunglasses on the dresser, and we have soda pop to go with the popcorn. I think we could use a few more posters. Yeah, that's better. We can also frame it with black cardstock, make a stand using cardstock and a wooden dowel, then glue it on top for a quick TV, so the ultimate fan can enjoy the movie. But let us know what you think in the comments down below. Are these dolls a buy or a pass? Thank you for joining us while we took a look at the new K-pop Demon Hunter dolls. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at MyFroggyStuff and Bella of MyFroggyStuff on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye!